Roman Reigns Royal Rumble win hated, Brock Lesnar buried, Paul Heyman accuses Seth Rollins. News: Roman Reigns winning the Royal Rumble has officially made WWE the most hated promotion in wrestling history. The original Tribal Chief just won the Royal Rumble match in the most controversial, infuriating, and absolutely disgusting way possible, and the backlash has been so massive, so overwhelming, so completely unprecedented that WWE is scrambling to deal with the fallout. But that's not even the worst part. Brock Lesnar got completely buried during the event. Paul Heyman is making accusations against Seth Rollins that are absolutely explosive, and the entire WWE landscape has been shattered in ways nobody could have predicted. I am sitting here absolutely livid because what happened at Royal Rumble 2026 is everything wrong with WWE creative, everything fans have been warning Triple H about, and the beginning of what could be the darkest era in WWE history. Stay until the very end because I'm going to break down every shocking development and explain why this Royal Rumble will be remembered as the night WWE destroyed fan trust. Let me start with the elephant in the room: Roman Reigns winning the Royal Rumble match. I cannot stress enough how catastrophic this decision was from a creative standpoint. The WWE Universe has been dealing with Roman Reigns dominating for years. His epic title reign, his constant main event positioning, his refusal to step aside for other talent. Fans have been screaming for years that Roman needs to take a back seat. And Triple H's response to those complaints? Give Roman the Royal Rumble win. The ultimate insult to an audience that has been begging for change. The way Roman won was even more infuriating than the decision itself. He entered at number 28, meaning he had minimal time in the match but maximum advantage. He entered fresh while everyone else was exhausted from 30+ minutes of competition. And then he proceeded to eliminate everyone with help from Jacob Fatu, who was supposed to be in the match but kept finding excuses to be at ringside interfering. This wasn't a competitive Royal Rumble win, this was a stolen victory. Can we talk about the crowd reaction when Roman won? The arena didn't pop, didn't explode, didn't erupt, it went dead silent, followed by massive boos. Some fans were actually leaving the building before the match was even officially over. The visual of an arena full of people booing their own event is absolutely devastating for WWE. That's not heel heat, that's genuine anger from an audience that feels disrespected. Here's what makes Roman's win even more problematic: it completely negates the Royal Rumble match itself. We watched 29 other wrestlers compete, eliminate each other, put on incredible performances, and none of it mattered because Roman entered late and cleaned house. Why should fans invest in the Rumble match if the winner is predetermined and the match exists solely to give the chosen winner a platform? Social media exploded with outrage immediately after Roman's victory. #Roman didn't earn it was trending worldwide. Fans were sharing videos of the interference, the late entry, the completely lopsided match. Even casual fans who don't follow weekly WWE programming were calling this decision stupid. The backlash is so severe that WWE's social media accounts have been flooded with negative comments that they can barely manage. Now let's address the Brock Lesnar situation because his burial at the Royal Rumble is equally disgusting. Remember, Brock was supposed to be Roman's ally. They formed an alliance after Royal Rumble weekend. But during the actual Rumble match, Brock was completely destroyed by a combination of Roman's actions and outside interference. Roman speared Brock while both were in the Rumble, then Jacob Fatu had a devastating attack that eliminated the Beast incarnate. The betrayal was completely obvious to everyone watching. Roman used Brock's trust, used their alliance, to eliminate him from the match. And the way it was done, publicly, humiliatingly, with Brock being tossed over the top rope while Roman watched with that trademark smirk, it was the most disrespectful thing Roman has done in his entire career. Brock showed up thinking they were partners and got absolutely stabbed in the back. Here's what makes Brock's burial so concerning from a creative perspective: they spent weeks building the Roman and Brock alliance. Multiple segments of them showing respect, talking about working together, establishing trust. And now that entire build was wasted on a betrayal that lasted 5 seconds? That's not storytelling, that's destroying your own investment. Can we address Brock Lesnar's reaction after being eliminated? The Beast incarnate sat at the bottom of the Rumble, staring at his hands, looking absolutely devastated. This wasn't typical wrestling selling, this was Brock processing a genuine betrayal. Whether worked or not, the emotion looked real, and it actually made the burial worse because it was so effective at making Roman look despicable. Paul Heyman's segment after the Royal Rumble is where things got absolutely explosive. The Wiseman came out onto the stage, looking furious, and instead of celebrating Roman's victory or addressing the Brock betrayal, Heyman started making accusations against Seth Rollins. Heyman grabbed a microphone and went on an absolutely unhinged rant. Heyman said, "Seth Rollins, you think I don't know what you've been doing behind the scenes? You think I don't have sources who've told me about your meetings with Triple H? About your lobbying to change the Royal Rumble plans? About your desperate attempt to manipulate creative decisions because you couldn't win the match on your own?" The accusations were massive. Here's what makes Heyman's claims absolutely terrifying: he was specific. He didn't just say Seth is plotting, he provided details. He mentioned specific dates of meetings, specific conversations, specific creative changes that Seth supposedly influenced. The level of detail suggests Heyman either has real inside information or is committing to an incredible bluff. Seth Rollins' reaction to these accusations was absolutely priceless. The visionary came out looking completely blindsided, his face showing genuine shock and confusion. Either Rollins is an incredible actor or he had no idea Heyman was going to make these accusations. His denial was passionate and immediate. "Paul, you're out of your mind. I haven't done any of that." But here's where it gets even more interesting. Heyman didn't back down. Instead of acknowledging Rollins' denial, Heyman doubled down. "Seth, your denial means nothing. I have proof. And when I release that proof, when the entire WWE universe sees what you've been doing behind closed doors, your career will be over. You didn't win the Rumble because you couldn't win the Rumble, and everyone will know why." The implications of these accusations are enormous. Is Heyman actually going to produce proof of Seth manipulating behind the scenes? Is this real backstage drama being aired publicly? Or is this an incredibly well-constructed storyline designed to create a feud? Either way, the tension it creates is absolutely palpable. Can we address who benefits most from Heyman's accusations? If true, they make Seth look like a scheming villain who can't win through honest competition. That transforms Rollins into a heel who's been operating covertly while presenting himself as a babyface. That's brilliant character work if intentional, but it also creates suspicion about whether anything that happens in WWE is genuine. The Triple H connection in all of this is what makes it really explosive. Heyman specifically accused Seth of meeting with the chief content officer. That means if Heyman's claims are accurate, Triple H himself might be complicit in manipulating Royal Rumble booking. That's not just creative controversy, that's the head of WWE Creative being accused of corruption. Here's what the locker room has to be thinking right now. If Seth Rollins really has been meeting with Triple H to influence creative decisions, that's a massive breach of trust with the rest of the roster. Every wrestler has to wonder, is my booking being influenced by someone else's backroom deals? That kind of uncertainty poisons the work environment. Let's examine the financial implications of everything that happened at Royal Rumble. Roman winning means his WrestleMania program is set, but the audience's hatred of that decision could hurt ticket sales. Brock's burial means his merchandise sales might dip if fans feel he was disrespected. The Seth/Heyman controversy creates uncertainty that might affect sponsorship deals. Can we also address the Women's Royal Rumble and how its booking was affected by the men's match controversy? Reports indicate that the women's match was also altered at the last minute because Triple H wanted to ensure consistency in his overall creative vision. That means women's wrestlers were also having their stories disrupted for Triple H's grand plan, and that's absolutely unacceptable. Here's my prediction about where each storyline goes. Roman's win will be met with constant boos leading into WrestleMania, making him the most hated champion in years. Brock's betrayal will fuel an incredible revenge storyline that could produce a classic WrestleMania match. And the Heyman/Rollins accusations will either be proven true, completely destroying Seth's credibility, or revealed as Heyman manipulating everyone, which is also compelling. The damage to WWE's brand has been significant. Multiple media outlets are running stories about fan backlash. Wrestling podcasts are dedicating entire episodes to criticizing the Royal Rumble. Even mainstream sports media is noting the negative reaction. WWE needs to address these issues quickly or risk losing audience goodwill permanently. What really concerns me about all of this is the pattern. This isn't a one-time mistake, this is Triple H consistently making decisions that fans hate while claiming to listen to the audience. Roman winning the Rumble is the latest example of this disconnect. And until WWE acknowledges the problem and actually changes course, we're going to keep seeing these creative disasters. So here's what I need from everyone watching. Drop a comment expressing your honest reaction to Roman winning the Royal Rumble. Tell me if you believe Heyman's accusations against Seth Rollins. Tell me how you think Brock should respond to Roman's betrayal. Share this video because every wrestling fan needs to understand the full scope of the Royal Rumble disaster. Smash that like button if you think Triple H's creative direction is taking WWE in the wrong direction. And subscribe to Wrestling News CC because we're going to continue breaking down every development from this absolutely controversial Royal Rumble. The night that changed WWE forever happened, and it wasn't the good kind of change. Sound off in the comments right now. This is Wrestling News CC, and I'll see you